team.
Alright, I've read the chat, and it sounds like the winner is going to be Sonic Adventure. Haha! I was kind of expecting that to happen, honestly. Although, if you ask me, I kind of like Sonic Adventure 2 better. But, you know what? I'm going to do what you guys want. I'm going to squash that a little more. There we go. Let's see. Let's see. I'm going to delete this file. Give it a moment. Alright. So just as I said, we are going to be playing exclusively through Sonic Story here. Oh my god, this music's so loud. I can't tell if you can hear me.
Select a character.
Can't pick, can't pick, can't pick. I guess it'll be Sonic.
Let's get him!
Although, you know what? I am partial to Big the Cat, even though, again, this is exclusively Sonic's birthday. But I'm going to do the same thing I did for the Spider-Man stream, and turn it up for just the cutscenes, so, here.
Oh yeah! This is happening! Huh? What's up?
You are completely surrounded! Surrender yourself! Lock on target, men! Ready? Fire! Oh no! Our weapons are useless! Retreat! All personnel, fall back!
Oh yeah! This could be fun!
I thought it was so weird that when you first start this game that you are immediately thrown into a boss fight, and when I first played this game, I immediately died. Again, it's been so long since I've actually played this game and gone through like some of these longer attacking things.
Hey, I'll play with you some other time.
I'm trying to remember. Actually, a cutscene's coming up, so I'll be quiet.
Come on, you big drip! Where you going?
You know nothing, fool! It's Chaos, the god of destruction!
I also figured to play this in the Dreamcast version because nostalgia purposes.
Huh? What? Tails? Watch out! You're gonna crash! Ah! Tails! Now, what am I gonna do with you?
It's so hard to, so like going back to like my childhood friends, it was so hard to kind of explain to them why exactly Sonic isn't on Mobius anymore, and it kind of blew their minds that there never really was. He never really was on Mobius this whole time. But this is like the point in Sonic's history where Sonic's direction, where it was primarily done by the Japanese developers. I think the game's just a little bit loud, but yeah, that'll work. Mr. Sonic. Don't worry if the view does that, it does it sometimes. It's okay if it screws you over. So that's them trying to justify, no, you're playing the game wrong, shut up. When the camera goes haywire. Like, it's okay. It's okay to be wrong, guys, but I don't know. Ah! But yeah, this is on a real Dreamcast. I'm using an HDMI converter for VGA. Because we're finally at that point where VGA adapters are actually financially, not astronomically expensive to purchase one, since people can just kind of make one at random. Also, I noticed the screen's not centered. That sucks. I don't know if there's anything I can do about that either, so I apologize. It's funny to think about that Sonic actually, tried to stick with how exactly he worked in 3D. In fact, a lot of games, video games that, franchises that have primarily been 2D and had made the transition to 3D have just, it's had varying degrees of success. I still think Super Mario 64 is a great game. And this game's still a little loud. Alright, I'm not going to turn it down any more than that. But, Super Mario 64 feels vastly different from what you would expect out of, Super Mario Brothers or Super Mario World. Or even Yoshi's Island. Also the whale! You know, sequences like this, you can tell it's a launch game when you have a set piece that is dedicated solely for that. And there's not much else quite like it out in Sonic Adventure. But man, did that look cool. And I lost my train of thought. I forget what I was talking about. Yeah, so, you know, it's kind of funny, like, we didn't get a 3D Mario game that played like the original games until, like, Super Mario 3D Land. And that was, like, 2013, I think? And that was a long time. But, you know, like, a lot of developers were not used to the idea of, like, how to make a game in 3D, because, again, when you make games, you spend a lot of time, using what you've pretty much learned. So a lot of developers who made the transition to 3D had some really, really bad missteps. Obviously, an example would be something like Bubsy 3D, albeit, you know, Bubsy 1 and 2 weren't great games, but they were okay for what they were. Or you would get situations where it's like Donkey Kong 64 compared to Donkey Kong Country, and it kind of feels like they just used whatever leftover scraps that they had for Banjo-Kazooie and were like, I guess we could just go ahead and make a Donkey Kong game with what we have now. And I think as time went on, we started a lot of games started falling into these rubrics of like what exactly what people would expect out of a game, and what you would expect a game, how a game should progress. Like, I think Watch Dogs is a pretty good example of that, where you have to... They basically designed it like an open world game, but it's about as open world as like the original Grand Theft Auto, which is a decent rubric to work with, but it also produces a lot of jank. Like, a lot of weird mishaps going on with that stuff. Also, I hope you like child actors.
Hey, Sonic! Long time no see, huh?
I'm just glad you're okay. What happened anyway? You're too good of a pilot to just crash like that.
That was a test run using a new prototype propulsion system. It's got a few bugs to iron out.
Why not just use my plane, the Tornado?
Thanks, but you gotta check out my newest power supply. Ta-da!
Whoa! A Chaos Emerald!
Yep, I just happened to find one of the 7 emeralds during one of my test flights. This thing's got unlimited power, you know. So I figured, why not use it to power my plane? Supercharged! You gotta come over to my workshop, Sonic. I've got something I've gotta show you. It's in the Mystic Ruins. The fastest way is by train. Let's go!
I can play with Tails. Alright. But yeah, it's kind of amazing of like, what the developers were trying to work with when it came to making a Sonic game in 3D. And, as we saw earlier in the stream, I was playing through Sonic Jam, which was basically the prototype of this game. And it was very bare bones of like what exactly you could do. Like, there were no slopes whatsoever to work with. Also humans. It's kind of funny that to help you kind of get the idea of like what Sonic is about, they have these human characters here. And on top of that, you actually kind of get a story that unfolds as you move along in the adventure. And we're going to kind of check in on some of these people.
The train headed for the
Here's Mr. Know-It-All again. Oh, I interrupted Lonnie Manila, I'm sorry. Rouge the Bat. Like, some of these humans will talk about how, like, they'll go to, you know, the Casino Park, and, or not Casino Park, Casinopolis, and talk about how, oh no, I just gambled away all my money, what have I done, and all these other weird little side stories that you kind of forget about, because people don't really like these adventure stages that much. I think they're kind of neat, save for a few kind of problems. But anyway, let's go jump into another cutscene right here.
If it isn't Sonic!
Look, it's a giant talking egg.
Silence! I am Dr. Robotnik, the greatest scientific genius in the world!
Whatever you say, Eggman.
Enough! I've got big plans! And now, I'm gonna put them to work!
You're always up to no good. Now what do you want?
I want all of the Chaos Emeralds! Better not interfere! Or else!
Or else what, you big loser?
Or else I'll take them from you by force! The hard way!
Alright, so we're at our first boss fight. One thing I do want to mention real quick is one reason why I would rather play the Dreamcast version over, say, like the GameCube or PC version is that, like, Sonic and company actually match the rest of the characters. Like, they only really updated the models for the 6 playable characters, but everybody else looks like their same low-poly selves, especially like the human characters. Even Dr. Robotnik up here looks like nothing. Like, he looks like nowhere near as good as like some of the newer models, and it kind of, in my opinion, clashes with the style.
He's not gonna get away with this!
And I know that they also kind of retextured certain spots of the original Sonic Adventure for the update, so that's why Station Square probably looks drastically different compared to everything else that people are probably used to. That's just kind of funny. I'm currently playing, kind of lightly playing through Kirby Superstar Ultra on the Nintendo DS. And after years of being used to the Super Nintendo version, like, trying to go back and play that game, like after seeing it on SGDQ, I was like, it blew my mind of, like, just how different the game looks compared to the Super Nintendo version.
Well, that wasn't so hard.
Aha!
Oh no!
Come on, Chaos! Time to eat!
Chaos? Oh no, isn't that the same monster I saw the other day?
Oh, yes! It's just as the stone tablets predicted! His strength increases every time I feed him a Chaos Emerald! With all 7 emeralds in him, he'll be invincible! And work for me! Together, we'll destroy Station Square! And and on its ruins, I'll build Robotnik Land, the ultimate city, where I will rule it all! Come on, Chaos! Let's find another emerald, shall we?
Sonic! We can't let him get away with this, can we?
No way, Tails!
Without more emeralds, the monster can't transform. So, it's up to us to get the emeralds before Eggman does, huh?
Now here comes one of the big problems people have with Sonic Adventure, is that they don't know you need to keep going to Tails' workshop. And then you find this here. But, like, say if you were to play this game for the first time, and you're not using a strategy guide, like I did, you would kind of run around, kind of explore, get lost, just kind of looking for things. And then you come across stuff like this. Like this drastically, stuff like this really drastically changes the pace of what people expect out of a Sonic game. And that's probably like one of the things that people just got overly frustrated with. That's kind of a shame because, again, this kind of exploration actually does, like, if you don't know where anything is, it definitely feels like a completely different experience. At least in, if you were to go and play something like Sonic Unleashed, it flows a little better compared to what you, because they basically got the idea that, people don't like to be gated from, these action stages, which are actually legitimately kind of fun. Albeit kind of broken. Oh no! Well, there goes that extra life. Electricade mentions Mega Man Adventure. Oh man, yeah. If we want to talk about like a game that made the transition to 3D that people seem to love or hate, I am a big proponent of Mega Man Legends, and I'm sure as many people in the stream are so bummed out about is that Mega Man Legends 3 will never, ever, ever happen, unless there's like some divine miracle that happens, which I doubt. Also, hey, 3D Blast music. Whoops, almost fell off. Ugh. Just go in the direction you want. It's okay. The camera's doing its thing. It's sentient. Never mind. I don't know why I'm having a hard time trying to pronounce sentient. Sentient. So here's my problem with the Dreamcast controller, is that it's really hard to just move straight. Especially in Sonic Adventure, where I am always constantly just going at an angle. Let's see what's down here. I haven't seen what's down here in forever. Uh-oh. Okay. I didn't even hit the pad. Ah! I didn't even hit the ramp. Okay. I'm feeling edgy. We're not gonna hit that checkpoint. But yeah, I think when I started playing this on like GameCube or whatever, I still was kind of bummed out that it was so hard to just kind of line up Sonic correctly, even with the notches on the GameCube controller, which actually made it arguably easier, in my opinion, to kind of line up stuff like that. Also, here's one thing that is kind of interesting to make note of. Watch the counter at the top left, the timer. It goes up 10 seconds when you grab an emerald. And that's because they wanted people who wanted to try and time attack this game to not have an unfair advantage, because they didn't have to aim for a capsule at the end. And that's basically... because, you know, this is when, you know, they started really getting into some internet features. Like, if you hold the Y button after you finish a level in trial mode, I think, you create a file that you can then upload to the Sonic Adventure website. And, you know, they use stuff like that for contests. And, of course, real assholes ruin said contests by using, like, hacking and stuff like that to, you know, get some really unfair times. Like, I remember seeing, like, somebody playing Twinkle Park with Amy Rose, and they got friggin' 4 seconds on the timer. Like, what the hell is that? That is crap. Oh, I guess one thing I should mention, these things right here.
Go to Station Square. You may find something.
So, probably one thing that people kind of don't realize is that if you, like, Tikal, which is what those orbs are, tells you, like, some specific in-game hints. And if you really want to speed the game up, the adventure fields up, you can just kind of look for something like that. And I'm gonna go try and hit it 2 more times, kind of show, like, how exactly it worked. Alright. Again, I'm trying to eye the chat. So I apologize if there's any, like, long periods of silence. Ooh. Haha! So, I don't know how Sonic is able to read things that are, like, through walls. Maybe he's just, that omnipresent, or whatever. All these fun little problems that Sonic Adventure has. And a point that I wanted to try and point out before is that, you know, Sega primarily doesn't make action games that are this grand. Like, Sonic is a major exception. But primarily, you know, they're an arcade developer. Like, they make games for arcades that are for, like, quick play. Or, if they don't make that, like, one of the major games that they'll make that aren't, like, arcade games or arcade ports is RPGs. And that's, like, the level of depth that you would get out of, like, an experience in terms of, like, story.
There's a place somewhere in the city where you can go down into the sewer.
So Tikal's telling me I need to go down a sewer, so I need to go figure out where everything is. And this girl is still here! Aww. See, stuff like that you miss. This little girl's waiting for her daddy to get off of work, and he works at the train station. Alright. So yeah, Station Square has a pretty deep connection to, like, Mystic Ruins, especially since, like, apparently this city of, basically, it's a tourist trap. Yet somehow a lot of people go to work, oh gosh, at, work in archaeology, or they're businessmen working somewhere that Sonic doesn't dare to go to. So Sonic's not very strong at pushing giant crates, his biggest enemy in the game. So if we go by with what Mr. Know-It-All said, I want to get up here, well, if I hold the A button to jump, he can make that height very easily. Huh. That's weird. So in Sonic Adventure DX, this power-up is actually right here. That's weird. I never noticed that until now. Ooh, I almost have 300 rings. But first...
Now you've got Lightspeed shoes. Press and hold the action button to store up power. Once you have enough power, release the button and you can do the Lightspeed Dash. The Lightspeed Dash lets you race toward rings at light speed. As long as there's a trail of rings, you can go just about anywhere.
Alright, so we got the light... So we got one of the power-ups for Sonic. And this is... Apparently people don't really care about this, since again, it's just another one of those, like, it's effortless. It's kind of satisfying if you can just find a good trail of rings to just dash off of. And most people are going to skip past this guy. In fact, I don't know if we should deal with any of the Chao stuff, although it is definitely a big proponent to Sonic Adventure. But we'll probably go check out the Chao stuff later. I'm trying to remember... Oh, that's right. Yeah, there's an emblem here, but you gotta be Knuckles to get it. Oh yeah, since we're here, we can now go to... check this out. So now people are talking about this casino thing, huh? Oh, slow down. I think it's this thing here. Have you noticed this thing staring at you? Hey, have you seen me over there? I'm staring at you right now. Twice, even. Alright. Okay, maybe some stuff doesn't really make sense in any kind of context. Like, nobody is going to talk to you and say, I saw a giant thing with your face on it. Oops. So yeah, this is one of those things where it's just a model of one of the human characters, but you can carry it around with you and love it in tender, loving care. Alright. Well, I hope they don't mind if it takes a trip into the sewer. That's right, yeah, there's a rock back there, but again, I kind of want to keep the story going for a little bit longer. I thought they were going to talk about how this kid was, actually going to gambling. Oh, hey, look who it is. Dad? Oh. So yeah, she's even waiting late at night to go wait for her dad.
You can go to the casino area at nighttime.
Alright. So now we can go to the casino area. Because it, yeah, it doesn't open until night. And it stays open for the rest of the game. Just don't pay attention to that part. But yeah. I just want to get this part over with, even though it's... I could have done it earlier, but who cares?
This is the Crystal Ring. This reduces the time needed to store power for the Lightspeed Dash.
That's it. Amazing mystical power. It slows down your game mechanic.
The train headed for...
Wah! So now parents are irresponsibly going into the casino and disappearing. Hello, I'm trying to talk to you. Yeah, you can attack the people, which is kind of funny. So, the door is closed, and we can't get in, but the casino's open. What the hell is that? So, apparently, people need to make, like, a human ladder and then press this, but our good buddy Sonic... Hooray! We can start gambling now! And jump into Casinoopolis. I notice you guys in the chat are talking about Nintendo apparently being in financial woes right now. I don't know. I kind of feel like they're not in that bad of a position as some people make it out to be, but, you know, their relevancy in the console business is definitely waning, and they're gonna have to do something about it. And it's kind of funny, because, like, you know, after E3 came and gone, like, everybody was just, oh, that was great. Like, people were just so adamant of, you know, just so satisfied with Nintendo's E3 presence, probably because it just let people get, like, direct access to, like, what exactly is being shown off at E3 through their live stream. Ugh. I'm trying to do this slot machine. You can tilt the board when you hold the control stick down, but it makes Sonic go in a reverse direction. But I generally don't like doing the slot machine stuff, because, as you can probably see, the physics are garbage. And guess what? Now I'm in the garbage. Luckily for me, this is exactly how I get through this level, because you can rack up 400 rings easily, and I kind of feel like it's faster. This is why I'd rather go with this. There's not that many interesting aspects of the pinball level for Sonic, but there's a certain other one that, you know, I'll definitely check out before we get out of here. Ah! You hit the X button when you're in the air, which makes Sonic stop dead in his tracks, which is very useful. I'm stuck by this wind current. So how are humans supposed to get through this stuff with, like, the giant spike balls? Apparently the people who run the casino want to commit murder. At least that's my guess as to why exactly there's all this crap everywhere. Or it's funny, like, we can just shiv people in, like, the end sequence. You'll see what I'm talking about in a bit. Oh god. Ugh. I'm trying to be extra cautious, even though I shouldn't be, because I don't have that much trouble in this area. But yeah, as you can see, we're already at, like, 363 rings. Ooh, that was close. Alright. That sequence is kind of funny because if you play there... Nice sound effect. If you play there with Tails, those are 3 item boxes with shields in them, and I don't know why that is. But for now, we're gonna take this shower. Come on, take a shower, Sonic. There we go. Also, he has an invulnerability shield, so the water's bouncing right off him, as is the shield. Oh yeah. Alright. Oh yeah, you can hit these things and they pop out rings. But it's not really enough to make you really care about it. So, you need 400 rings to be able to reach this emerald up here, but I've still got one more pinball table I'm going to go check out, so before we leave, we have to go look at this. Because it's like a staple in like every Sonic Team game after Nights into Dreams, that we have to have a Nights into Dreams reference somewhere. Let's slot in pinball. So here's card in pinball. I don't know, I don't know exactly like how to pair up the cards, I just play pinball. I just flip the flippers. Also, I kinda like this song. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that little egg timer thing, it's probably like one of my favorite concepts for an enemy of all time. And I know in Sonic Adventure... God, I don't want to keep hitting that. In Sonic Adventure, they... oh, it's like poker, basically. Okay. 2 pair, 3 pair, full house, blah blah. That's right. Okay, can I... Okay, there we go. Now I'm on the Nightmare table. And this is part of the reason why I wanted to come here, because there's a neat little Easter egg. If I can... Well... I didn't quite want to do that, but hey, at least we get to see this part, which is what I wanted to do anyway. I swear. I wonder how many people were complaining about the fact that there's no Knights game on Saturn, like the 2 people that were complaining about it. Well, I'm kind of done showing off the Knights table, but I want to get 100 rings so I don't have to go through the garbage chute again. Because there are no rings on the table, and the only way to get them is to match up pairs, or hit the targets. Whew, that was close. Ah! Sonic is very sticky in this game, and that's part of why I don't like dealing with the pinball stuff. Especially on these flippers. That's like two games with pinball that I've showcased that have like really terrible physics. Dang it. At least I got a 3-pair, I think. Yeah, I did. Good. Oh well. Oh good, I can just go go to the drop area. Yeah. Also, if you haven't checked out Nights into Dreams, I still recommend checking out the new port that came out, even if, because, like, some of the control issues were taken care of. I mean, the problem that it has is that it doesn't have real analog control, since it's based off the PlayStation 2 version. We don't need to hit the switch because we already got enough rings to get up here, which turn into Sonic coins! And tails! Right. So I'm going to use this as an excuse to take a small break. I'm going to let you guys check out this cutscene.
Yeah! Hey! Oh no, the Chaos Emerald!
Oh, no, you don't!
Oh, jeez! Hey, man.
Oh man, what happened to that emerald we just had?
I guess Eggman's got one of them, but the other one's safe. That guy must be desperate.
That means his 2 to our 1, and that's not good. Come on, Sonic, we need to get busy!
Now, if we were playing Sonic Adventure DX, we would be seeing Cream the Rabbit fly by, but in a really weird and glitchy manner, especially if we're playing on Steam. So, sorry, we're not playing that version. Yeah, we're gonna kind of skip past those hint orbs now. Oh look, that boy's mother returned. That's pretty bad, kid. I think you need child services. If your parent is having a casino addiction problem, that's no good. So Tails needs gets busy. I see in the chat. Yeah, I see Fake Name of is talking about how some of the Christmas Nights bonus stuff isn't in the re-release of Nights. And yeah, that is unfortunate. That means we don't get to play as Sonic in Dreams. And, anybody who's wondering, why don't I just play Christmas Nights? Well, I don't have it. And I don't want to use an emulator. So, this is the part that I'm confused about. Apparently, this is Angel Island now. Or is Mystic Ruins as a whole supposed to be Angel Island? Like, that's the part I kind of got confused about. But apparently, like, we are now in Angel Island. Also, I thought this was so cool back in the day where you have all this reflective ice. And I think it looks better in this version compared to, like, the GameCube and PC versions. Because the Dreamcast, I don't know, probably renders it a little better. Also, you can skip that trigger and then climb all the way to the top, but there's no reason to do so. Alright. I don't have a second controller plugged in, but you can make Sonic gain an insane... What is with Sonic's face? It's wigging out in there. That's awesome. I've never really seen that.
Jump a couple of times, and you should be able to crack through.
I'm hitting the jump button, but I think they mean use the control stick, because that's the thing that actually makes you shake. Whoops. I found a bug, Sega. You may want to re-record that line. What, you can't afford the actor again? Well, okay. Ah.
Hold on to the icicle and jump. You should be able to jump backwards, but don't hold on too long. You'll slip right off.
Slip right off, Sonic. Uh-oh. Wait. Okay, yeah. I thought he was slipping off and then catching the thing because of the weird collision detection. That enemy makes that weird noise. I barely ever go into these caves, so I don't remember what's in here. But I think this is the top. I also missed like a bunch of a lot of the music cues in this level. And I think this goes on to the next section. I thought there was one more cave area. Oh well. I don't even remember like how to get to those jump panels, but I just usually do this when the camera doesn't do that. But I better get used to it, especially since there's no auto camera function. Because I'm not going back in the cave, I swear. Okay. Again, we could skip like the entire level, but for Sonic's birthday, I think we should see the whole thing. Okay. They all bunched up like that. I love it when the rings do this. Also, that's like a Sonic 3 enemy that was recreated in 3D. Obviously given a different name and all that stuff. Oh yeah, and I hate this icicle thing. Ugh, just get off. See? It's done. We're done. We're done. Alright. Alright. I don't have a whole lot to say about this level, but it is kind of slow. In fact, I really don't want to deal with that again. So I'm going to do this. Because when I was younger, that's how I would get back up here if I didn't feel like going through those icicles. Come on, Sonic.
Be careful not to fall off.
So the camera is supposed to center behind Sonic, and it's not quite doing that. There we go. Again, that's one of the instances where the camera just kind of wigs out.
Panel to jump. It may even help guide your way.
I apologize if the sound is overdriving. Oh yeah, supposedly you can skip a lot of this level if you can just hug this wall here. I'm trying to see if I could do that, but then I wouldn't be able to show off this part. I'm going to hold the Y button. I think that gives us the bonus board. I think that's the Sonic 3 board, if I'm not mistaken. Or I did it wrong and I'm lying. Also, this, I thought that was so weird. This doesn't hurt you at all. In fact, you can't really die in the sequence unless you really try to get hurt and die. But man, look at that. Okay, so this is close to the whale sequence for, like, just amazing set pieces. Also, Sonic's got some texture work on his fur there, which I could never really tell until I got to see this game in a higher resolution. Nope, time to make a big jump. Come on. Well, that's one way to do it. Yeah, I don't like the snowboarding sequence because Sonic is very sticky. Again. Like, there are no actual slope physics in here whatsoever. Something is just telling Sonic to just always go forward. And then when Sonic 06 happens, somebody forgot to tell the game to make him do that. Oh, can I do it? I want to get hit. I want to get hit. I want to get hit. Shoot me! Aw. You can get shot there and it doesn't make you lose any rings, which I think is so weird. Also, with these icicles formations breaking apart, there's one back near the beginning of this section that actually just slides away. It doesn't break. And you can't really tell that unless you're playing this section of this level on foot. And I never hit those boosters. I don't know why they're there. But in any case, we're at the end.
Yes!
And now my board is floating in the air.
Yeah, not bad.
Try to read the chat again. See some talk about why is Amy a spy in Sonic 06 or whatever. Like, why does she turn invisible? Like, let's... Come on, we're thinking happy thoughts on his birthday. Let's not do that. Even though, in my opinion, if you wanted Sonic Adventure 3, Sonic 06 was basically Sonic Adventure 3. Because it is by and large, like, the same kind of structure as Sonic Adventure 1. Uh-oh. I better consult the Crystal Orb. Oh no, I can't go by this wisdom. What can I do? What shall I do?
What's up, Knuckles? Something bugging you? No time for games, Sonic. Give me the emeralds you have, right now! What? Let's just see you take them! Huh. Oh no! Oh no! Give it your best shot! Oh no! Oh no! The Chaos Emeralds! Eggman!
taking candy from a baby.
That's a Chaos Emerald.
That's right, fool! You made it all too easy! You practically gave them to me!
Hold it right there, creep! You can't get away with this! Knuckles, don't tell me Eggman tricked you again!
Me? What about you?
Way to go, Knucklehead!
Now I have 4 lovely emeralds! Chaos! These are for you, my friend!
Oh! He transformed again!
Man, no one ever cuts us any slack!
I know somebody in the chat keeps referring to us as Sega, and I hope people realize we are not an official Sega channel. But it would be cool if they did stuff like that. Actually, that reminds me that Sega is doing that new web series talking about like behind the scenes stuff at Sega, but I haven't watched it yet, but apparently some people thought it was okay, although they seem to have missed an opportunity by not doing anything about E3. But since it's a British-made production, I don't think we're going to be seeing stuff like that anyway. Also, if we want to talk about bosses that are like bad, or that people don't like, I'm sure this is probably people feel the same way, but this is like the worst one. Like, to me, this just feels like super slow and just not interesting. It's not really that hard. You just stay on these lily pads and then strike Chaos once he resurfaces. And this isn't real water either, it's like gel or something like that. And if you sink in, you'll eventually take damage. Oh, he's doing the attack I hate the most. And sometimes the particle... I don't know if the particle effects are being weird this time. Or maybe it's not like that in the Dreamcast version. Also, one of the reasons why I wanted to play the Dreamcast version, as you noticed in the Knuckles cutscene earlier, is that sound bug where Knuckles sounds like Sonic because they didn't put any Knuckles sound files in the sound bank when you play this, play Mystic Ruins with Sonic only. In fact, I didn't get that for the longest time until I realized, I guess in order to cut down on like certain resources, like the game will be told to load up certain sounds within, like a bank of sounds loaded together when you're in certain levels. That way you can have like certain sound effects queued to where you don't have to worry about like having to stream off the CD directly, which is a nice little technical detail that I didn't come to realize until way late. Also, we're going to jump into a CG cutscene. Reading the chat about what is going on here. But yes, Sega's always had a big E3 presence until they got out of consoles. Cutscene time.
Behold my floating masterpiece, the Egg Carrier! But it pales in comparison to the power of chaos. Adieu, until we meet again, my friends!
Hey, we can't let him get away! Let's get to my workshop and we'll take the tornado!
Yeah!
You guys go. I have some unfinished business to take care of.
No problem, Knuckles. We'll take care of everything here.
Come on! Let's get going!
I think Knuckles is voiced by one of the Burning Rangers, if I'm not mistaken. I think Leon was the character's name in Rangers, but you can tell these guys are important when they're characters and they have voice dialogue.
What's the matter? What are you waiting for?
And you can't skip it either. Right. So we got the triple threat unlocked. So yeah, these people are freaked out by the fact that, hey, there was this giant ship. And you'll notice it was kind of blurry looking. That was not the regular egg carrier model. But, you know, you probably only had a limited amount of resources, so you can't have the actual egg carrier on top of Mystic Ruins at the same time. Like, the Dreamcast probably couldn't handle that. Anyway, let me be quiet here for a second.
Sonic! Wait here for a second! Sonic, hop in! Let's go!
Alright, one of the big things about Sonic Adventure are the minigames, or at least, in theory, they're the biggest things. Except a lot of the minigames kind of suck. No offense. Like, even back when this game came out, I thought this was so lame. Because, like, Star Fox 64 did such a better job of, doing a rail shooter. But, you know, props to them for trying to mix up the game as much as they possibly could. But, like, I don't like the fact that this cursor is not really... It's not so much for where the tornado is aiming at, it's mostly for this thing that lets you shoot homing missiles, kind of like Panzer Dragoon style. But then when you think about it, like, even Panzer Dragoon was a better game than this. Like, what is this? But again, like... Oh gosh. Cut camera. Like, you know, when it comes to, you know, trying to make content for something like this, like, it's... Especially since Sega's an arcade developer, like, this is not really something that is, their strong suit. I mean, you know, Sonic Teams, I should probably say specifically. But, at the same time, like, I can't really think of that many Sega-made games that was at the same level of, like, depth as, like, you would get out of a Sonic game. Because, again, like, the only things I can really think of that were big were, like, RPGs, like Phantasy Star. And then, like, when you get to something like Comix Zone, it's not a long game at all. In fact, it's brutally difficult to kind of hide the fact that, you know, there's not really a whole lot to the game. And to me, like, games like that just didn't feel like that memorable to me as a result. But I guess one thing you can kind of give praise to games like Comix Zone for is that, you know, they're like a unique experience, since, like, there's not really much of anything that repeats.
We did it!
Way to go, Tails!
Fire!
Oh no, what will happen? Sonic and Tails got shot down. What's going on? Oh!
Tails? Tails! You're not who I'm looking for. Oh, I wonder if he's okay.
Yeah, Tails is missing! Oh, wait, turn it down, come on. It's kind of hard to have a tense moment when things like that happen. Oh well. Well, I guess we better go look for Tails. Maybe he went gambling again. Oh. I'm trying to talk to the guy, come on. Ugh. I know the guy has something to say here, but... But this is the couple that was... Yeah, see, it's the guy that, the couple that was standing outside Twinkle Park. Wait, what does that mean?
Sonic, wait up! Long time no see!
Amy!
What's wrong with you anyway? Listen, this birdie seems to be in trouble, so you need to be his bodyguard for a while.
You must be kidding!
If you don't, we're just gonna tag along anyway. I got up my map.
Apparently that that band that was playing her theme song disappeared with her, because I guess we ate Amy or something. I don't know. But it's so, I mean, it's kind of weird that we finally got a chance to be able to play as, like, Amy Rose, but again, we have such an abrupt change in the storyline that apparently now Sonic has forgotten about Tails. Uh-oh. Well, we're gonna go destroy the casino on the inside so that this woman doesn't have any gambling problems anymore. Once this thing loads, prepare to meet your oh, hey! We found Tails, guys! What the hell were you doing here? I was worried sick about you, asshole. Alright, let's quit the level. We found Tails. We can go back. Guys, I don't think we actually found Tails. I think that's just a bug in the game. Right, so we're with Amy now, and this guy is here for a reason.
In service.
So, we can't go to the train anymore. Oh, but if we can just kind of squeeze through there... Oh, I can kind of see... Oh, whatever. So anyway, again, going back to the side stories that are happening at Station Square, is now the train station's on strike. Conveniently. At the same time where Tails is missing. And I don't know why these people are talking about specials, because I guess I have clearly devoured Amy Rose, and she is now inside my body. And now I'm going to make snuff porn about it. Sonic's too cool for relationships. What about you, little girl? Oh. So, I guess her father doesn't work at the train station. I guess I was wrong about something. Her father is one of the archaeologists that is off. Also, I have never noticed this for years. There's a person here. I hate that egghead. I hate that Robotnik, although you never see that here. Oh, you got ran into by a car. I guess we could go, you know, speaking of couples, let's go check out... Oh, somebody fished out that thing from the sewer. Uh-oh. Speaking of couples... Take another step on the seat. I don't know what happened out here, but... except for the fact where I vandalized property, but let's not tell them that. Anyway, cute couples like me and this guy are getting in free. I love my new buddy. We're gonna go on a dating adventure. Let me just get him in the elevator here. Yes! I'm coming for you!
Look! Eggman's robot's on the loose!
No problem! He's just a chunk of cheesy hardware.
Whoa!
Oh, now what? Huh?
Look here! It says, cute couples get in free! Let's go!
Amy! Wait! Oh, man! That girl is such a pain!
Right, so we have to chase after that mannequin. No, really, we're just gonna chase after Amy, I guess. I suppose. I can't make my own story in Sonic Adventure. This game's crap. Oh yeah, I never really bothered with collecting these animals, but again, that's for the Chow stuff, but I don't know if we're gonna have much time to check out the Chow minigame stuff. Sorry, guys. Oh god! I've never seen that happen before, that's awesome. But in any case, we're in a kart racing minigame section. Well, this went poorly for Sonic. Let's try that again. Ugh. I hate dealing with these things. Because the camera doesn't put itself behind Sonic until you get to this part of the level. And it's just kind of hard to steer when it's not directly behind you, but I kind of like the kart racing minigames in this in Sonic Adventure, and even Sonic Adventure 2 while I'm at it. I know a lot of people don't like that one. Whoops. Ooh, that was close. So my top speed is determined by the amount of rings that I collect. And every time I hit those boosters, I strain my Dreamcast, because it has to load a sound clip every time you hit one of those boosters. And it's only that one. Yeah. Also, you can use the shoulder buttons to tilt the cart left and right, which makes turning those tight corners much easier. Also, obviously you can unlock the Twinkle Circuit minigame for all the characters to play on, even though it kind of sucks that there's only one track. Especially since if you go play like Sonic Adventure DX, you only have access to like one racetrack. And you may not be able to see it, but you can actually take a shortcut here, but yeah, if you briefly saw that platform, you can go jump on it from here. Which is weird that they consider this a shortcut, because it looks really weird when Sonic is this giant pole sticking through him or whatever. But you know what? We're just gonna play the level normally. Eh, whatever. Oh, I got a strike, even though I thought I flubbed that. Especially since getting strikes on anything on these boards is really odd. Oh man, another strike. That's awesome. And I got hit by a bomb. In fact, that reminds me. That's a feature that you kind of don't really notice too much about. Come on. I'm gonna get this Kiki to throw something at me. Eventually? Maybe? Come on. Come on. Fine. Find another one. Alright. One of them has to... I'm trying to get them to throw a bomb, and they're not doing it for some reason. Throw a bomb! Or go in the wall! Come on. Well, this is going poorly. Oof. And it taunts you every time you get hit by its bombs. Probably as a means to be able to fight back if you're really having a hard time playing 3D games. Whoa, that bomb changed shape. How did I do that? Well, in any case, I'm holding on to... Oh, nothing now. The hell? You didn't hit me! Shut up. Now look what happened. Now you're dead. Oh, jeez. Alright. Oh yeah, I think that's one thing you can do. If you hold the jump button here, you can make your way up there if you want. Right. Trying to get the monkey to throw some... I give up. Whatever. We'll do it some other level. I just want to carry a bomb through the entire stage and rub it and love it and all that other stuff. I love bombs. Ah! Oh, that was smooth. I wonder if that's a solid area here. Oh, I guess it is. Oh, well, whatever. Also, I think there's a sound bug going on where if you stand next to these little crates, you hear a little fuse go off, and it doesn't stop until it's supposed to explode. But if you run away from it, then the sound effect just stays on forever. And we can use the light speed dash by hitting a... hit a switch, and then you can use the light speed dash to travel along a trail of rings, but I'm too cool for that. Alright, and we're at the end of the level. And you'll kind of notice that these levels are starting to get really long.
Yes!
But it's no problem for good old our buddy Sonic here.
Yeah, not bad.
So you guys are in a hot debate about Amy Rose's theme song for in Sonic Adventure. Oh, I think there's a cutscene coming. Let me fix that.
Welcome to Twinkle Park.
Oh, shoot! I've lost Amy!
Good job, Genius.
I bet that robot hauled butt after her. I'd better catch her before it does.
And I'm gonna go race in this mini park! Yeah! I lost 10 viewers out of that. Oh well, but in any case, I'm just gonna briefly play this minigame, because, hey look, it's 60 frames a second. It's the only thing that runs 60 frames a second in this entire game. And there's also different viewpoints if you tap on the D-pad, such as this first-person mode, which is actually kind of neat. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm not doing bad here. But every time I play this, it kind of bums me out when, you know, the original Sonic Adventure was supposed to be running at this kind of frame rate. But I guess as time went on, the game just got way more complicated, and you know, they just had to make some cutbacks here and there. We're gonna go ahead and quit this minigame and move on to the next level, which is basically the other main set piece level in Sonic Adventure. That must be important. Oh god. And now anybody can just get in. We're going out of business. So, the gods have summoned to this plane an employee card. Get into that building. Is it that building? No. It's for this building. Ah, I can't pick it up again. Oh, no. There we go. Haha! Actually, let's get a better closer look at the card I just threw away. I'm trying to, like, see... I thought that was Eggman's face on there or something like that. Oh, well. It's kind of funny because they use, like, one of those textures for the little cards in the mission mode for Sonic Adventure DX. Alright, Speed Highway. I usually take that upper path, but then I miss out on this part. Actually, I am going to take the upper path. Because there's another thing that I think is kind of strange. So, yeah, there's an electricity shield here, but then you can get on top of this building, and you can spin dash up it, and there's an extra life. These aren't here for Tails. And once when you thought that that was it, there's another one right here. Don't ask. Also, you can basically jump to the right over there and then skip half the level. But we're not going to do that. Let's see. This platform is not Sonic fast, so I gotta haul butt after Amy. And then the auto-pathing screws up. Again, welcome to Sonic Adventure. This is the norm for this game. And hey, it's another Sonic 2 or Sonic 3 enemy. And then you get these guys. And these are weird, so I can't tell if this is supposed to be... Where did it go? Oh gosh. I apparently made it fall through the floor. I don't know if that's supposed to be like actual law enforcement or if that's like Eggman's robots. In any case. Yeah. I can actually ride on the ceiling sometimes, and the game's physics don't act stupid. Except they always act stupid. What am I kidding? There's another small path down there that is more suited for Tails, but Sonic can get some stuff there too. If you hit those blades, it actually hurts. Also...
Grab onto the helicopter. You should be able to go on further. Beware the propellers are dangerous. Be careful.
Be careful when you grab on if you decide to just flip up and through the helicopter. Good job, Tikal. I like how they had to put in, like, a warning for players of, like, you know, you don't want to get killed by the auto-pathing. I'm not going to stand for that. We have to go through that corkscrew the right way. Because that's one of the set pieces. Come on. Oh my gosh. Come on. Okay, that's what it's supposed to kind of do. Ah! Oh yeah, and there's a path that way you can take, but I have not taken the slower path for years. Now, technically... Oh, I did it again. Technically, you can take a path that's over there. But the camera settings make it to where you can't really see wherever you're going if you decide to go that way. Also this! it's an intense sequence, but then you get to this part and then you realize nothing can kill you at this point. Oh no. Also, the textures on these conveyor belts here are really strange and make absolutely no sense. Why are they horizontal? Why are they shielded? Who? Why? Whatever. I think now's a good time to mention about the retro community who has been, you know, because I know it was mentioned in the chat before, but like the auto demo is, like the progress of the restoration project on that has been going phenomenally, and you know, we on the writing staff can't stress enough like the amazing work that has been going on after that auto demo has been found. It has just been amazing, like from top to bottom for everybody involved. What I'm trying to clumsily say is, well done, guys, and everybody who's watching should, after the stream is over, check out that, like, what they've been up to. They've basically been recreating, like, levels like Windy Valley and the original version of Speed Highway at Dawn, which is this area, and showing off, like, some of the, set pieces that have been removed in the final version. Ah yes, up and down all around. I forgot about that part of the song. I wasn't part of the initial stream that was being done when that was going on. But yeah, what a... God. Some of the samples you hear in these songs are so weird. But I did learn from, like, Shaddix that... who has been... who is, you know, working with Funky Rustic, who is doing sound design for one of the Sonic Boom games. Well, I don't know if he's Shax is working directly on it, or if I can, you know, say anything that much about it, but he's been messing around with some stuff, and he's been, like, collecting, or, like, checking out, like, the sound fonts that were used to make the music for, like, Sonic Adventure and, like, Phantasy Star Online. You are having problems, right? We are sorry about those problems. Great. Good commentary. Oh yeah, because I never really get to read from this person. Good to know. You went at a hotel in a tourist area that you work in. Like, that makes no sense. Is it fancier than, like, whatever apartment slum you live in? I don't get it. Can we just both stare at you?
Hey, pump it up!
Alright. Right, so we need to move on the plot. Because I've been streaming for 4 hours and I'm actually getting hungry. Alright. I wonder if I should actually stop the stream so I can archive some of this. I'm actually surprised this thing's been working solidly. Oh yeah, you can't go in the, you still can't go into the train station. Wait, what? About those three over by the pool, wish they'd do it someplace else. Let's find out. Uh-oh. Ugh. Uh-oh. Ooh. Wow. Love Triangle and Sonic Adventure. Let's just awkwardly run away! Oh god, it's so awkward. Awkward enough for a cutscene.
Amy! Oh man! Where can she be?
Ah! Sonic! Help!
I'll cut him off at the Mystic Ruins!
Right, so for whatever reason, the train station's now open. I don't know what I'll do without Amy. I don't live.
The train headed for
I don't
the
do anything with her or anything like that.
soon.
Anyway, what that's awkwardly saying is that the train station's back in service, so now let's go chase down Zero. But then once we get there, it's going to be a little more than Sonic bargained for. Possibly.
Let me go, you hunk of junk! I mean it!
Hey there, Bolt Brain! You better give Amy to me or I'll squash ya!
I don't have a budget for a boss fight. No, no!
Hey, what's happening here? Stop!
Sonic, help me!
Shoot! I've lost her again!
So I think at this point they kind of get the idea that the adventure sequences are kind of bogging the game down, so they want to waste no time for the player to go chase after Amy. And if that's not doubly sure, they made this thing go super fast for some reason.
Hurry, Sonic, get to the mountaintop. You still have time.
I hope I can get there soon enough, or I'll be too late to save Amy. I like how they're speculating that it's probably an alien piloting the egg carrier. I think it's one thing worth mentioning is that Sonic doesn't need to be around here, although there is still some stuff for him to check out, like this guy. Even though it's not that great. But still.
The train headed for Station Square.
No, shut up, I don't want to go to the train. One thing I do like over, over the original Sonic Adventure is that Sonic Adventure DX actually fixes the thing where you can have the music continuously play when you go through these transitions, which is kind of a bummer in the Dreamcast version, because these songs are pretty long, and this is a good song. Right, there's a power-up over there, but before I do that, this is the part that I'm doubly confused by. Apparently, I couldn't tell, like, back in the day if this part here itself was just Angel Island, and I was, like, so confused because I thought it shrunk, but no, like, this is the altar for the Master Emerald, and if we're not, yeah, there's still a chunk missing of the Master Emerald. Like, that's how you can tell, like, how far Knuckles is in finding all the shards, but now he's going to, like, Red Mountain. There's Ice Cap right there that we just came from earlier. And there's weird pop-in issues going on. And apparently that mountain is floating in the air. And this road leads to nothing. Again, all these weird details that... Whoops. All these details that you either kind of forgot about or you just weren't really aware of. And I don't know if it's because, like, Sonic Adventure doesn't do a good job of explaining it, or if people are just don't give a shit. And I think that's, like, the biggest problem of, like, you know, like, what Sonic Team tried to deliver with Sonic Adventure was a real story-driven Sonic, which makes it feel a lot more grand. But then people are still like, oh, you need score and levels and all of this stuff, and then it kind of limits what exactly you expect out of Sonic. In fact, this upsets me so bad that I think I'm going to make Sonic commit suicide, so if you guys excuse me. I'm gonna rock out. Or, wait a minute. Ah! I thought the game crashed. Apparently that's my capture card acting up. Anyway, bye Sonic!
This is the ancient light. Try the light speed dash toward the enemy. With this, you can now do the light speed attack.
How'd I get back up here? Oh, must be a what is going on? Anyway, this guy says something, right? Oh, that's right. So he's wondering if... Oh, he has actually additional dialogue.
If only that monkey guard wasn't there.
So, you think Sonic would be strong enough to break through it, but no, you gotta use the light speed attack. And then never use it again. Because now we're off to Red Mountain. And now we're actually gonna get to a strange part where you go to Red Mountain, and then you activate a cutscene. Also, I can't be the only one that was bummed out by the fact that Sonic Adventure's cutscenes are still, like, running at this frame rate in Sonic Adventure DX. And I think it has to do with the fact that the animations were made to run at 30 frames a second, and it would just be too much work to try and touch it up. I was about to skip this part of the level. I've never been down here. And now I know why. Like, this part is just not that exciting for me. And then I die. Just kidding. Phew! I'm trying to get on there, and I'm stuck. Ugh, okay. So anyway, that's what we're supposed to get to eventually. And now we're introduced to switch puzzles. Isn't this amazing? So there's actually 3 paths, 4, 5 paths we could probably take. The possibilities are endless in 3D. Also, there's this this pipe here. Again, you wouldn't know about it. Okay. If you didn't care about some of the... Oh, come on. I know this is running kind of long, but we're near the end. Because I know we are dropping viewers left and right. And that's quite alright. Because you will be able to see this in the archive stream once this is all said and done. So if you can't stick around for all of it, or if Summer Games Done Quick is that enticing for you, this will be here later. But I think we've got about 3 levels left. This one being the one of the 3. Oh gosh. I'm also kind of running out of things to say about Sonic Adventure, but you know, through all of its buggy mess that it is, it's actually a pretty interesting thing. An interesting capsule of the gaming industry.
Move forward by attacking the enemies.
And, you know, it kind of showcases, like, even mascot platformers, like, back in the day, like, were, you know, obviously the king of the industry. And probably, like, I can't really recall a game that was made recently that had, I would probably argue, like, the same amount of detail. In fact, I even would probably argue, like, most mascot platformers, especially, like, the PlayStation 2 games, like Ratchet & Clank, Jak and Daxter, Sly Cooper, that stuff, just doesn't even come close to scratching the surface of what you would expect out of Sonic Adventure. Also, there's an invisible wall here. It sucks. And it pushes you back. There's not even, like, wind here. It just pushes you away, like this. Into lava. Just kidding. Like, the physics engine is so flexible, but I guess they were too inclined to, you know, the Sonic team was too busy trying to make a cinematic experience to kind of give you that level of depth that you just don't really expect out of games like this. And my problem with, like, you know, like those PS2 games I was talking about is that they're heavily scripted, and, you know, they force you to go through a lot of these, like, certain paths to make sure you don't miss anything. And part of it is due to technical limitations. The other part being, like, you know, like stuff like I was showing off with a lot of this dialogue you don't really expect out of Sonic Adventure. But it has it, but you're gonna miss it because it's not integral to the experience, but it gives you more to think about and more to kind of relish upon compared to what you would get out of, like, Ratchet and Clank, that kind of just has these characters that just spout one-liners, and then you're just done with them for the rest of the game. Like, you don't need to care about them whatsoever. They just kind of, like, have this idle animation. They just sit in place. They'll probably bark at you of, like, oh, I need you to collect 50 scruples or whatever. Like, who cares? Shut up. Like, Sonic Adventure has a story about this chick who wants to bone this guy at a burger shop. Ratchet and Clank just has, like, I don't know, it's comedy, ha ha ha. Not to say that, like, you know, the quality of those games are bad, but I just feel like some certain design elements just kind of pale in comparison to what you expect out of Sonic Adventure. But then Sonic Adventure has its own share of, like, problems that, like, you know, playing Sonic Adventure is a real issue. Also, look at these spiders. They do nothing to you, but they're spiders. Electricade talks about how the Master Emerald had Shrine Isle, and that's the part of Angel. That's a small part of Angel Island.
Hey, Sonic!
Tails! I'm glad you're okay! Ready to roll, champ? Let's go!
Roger!
Guys, you have no idea how excited I am for playing another Sky Chase level. I mean, the Sky Chase levels in Sonic 2 were... It's got a nice song to it, and it's nice and calming. This is just kind of... again, I hate these sequences so much. In fact, I hate it so much, I'm not even going to play it. You can literally skip all the Sky Chase levels by just sitting in a corner and doing absolutely nothing. It probably has to it probably goes hand in hand with the fact of, like, you know, they only had a certain amount of time talking about, or not talking about, you know, to develop certain aspects. So, you know, most attention is going to be spent in, like, the levels you play in, or the cutscenes that they had to animate, because they had to come up with certain unique animations, although that plane just disappeared in thin air. But, you know, they had to make, like, certain animations, and they have a small scripting system in place to where they can just call upon an animation, and it makes it look a little more, you know, makes it look actually cinematic, you know, which is part of what they wanted to accomplish. I do kind of feel like in Sonic Adventure 2 they did a better job with the animation, although they start to kind of look like people in suits.
So far, so good!
Hope you know what you're doing!
You bet! Watch this! Transforming now!
Whoa!
Let's do it!
Oh my gosh. That apparently crashed something. Or my computer is acting up really strange. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if anybody experienced that black screen, so I apologize if there was a slight hiccup there. Actually, I don't understand what just happened. Apparently my computer just freaked out. It must be this tornado minigame that's going on. But you guys in the chat sound off if there is something going awry, by the way. Because there shouldn't be any, like, video issues going on right now. Wow, I'm actually probably gonna die. That's so weird. I've never seen that happen before. Also, look at those hands there! That's so weird. What is that? Like, I've never seen those cloth things before. Oh well. Alright, now I have to actually play the game. So, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to fire my bullets into this thing here, destroys those rockets. And I somehow took damage, even though I shouldn't have. And it's not dead for some reason. Now it's dead. Not the hardest boss in the game. 5%. Good job, me. I know Blue Blur Dash, I have a health bar. I have to pay attention to it, I just don't care. Because I really don't care about these levels.
We gotta land on the egg carrier.
Whoops. I forgot something.
What's that?
There's no landing gear in this mode.
What? Wow, this thing is really huge.
No time to talk now. We need to find Amy!
You're right, my friend! So here we go!
I have no clue what's going on, but now the audio is working but the video's frozen. Alright, give me just a second. I'm going to see if I can get this to work right now. There is a slight possibility my capture card is acting up, and I hope that's not the case. If it happens again, I may either need to restart the stream, or I may need to stop playing. Hopefully it'll be able to last a little bit longer, because we're almost done with Sonic Story. But let me just mute up so I can get this cutscene going here.
Don't get too many ideas, you fools! You haven't seen the power this vessel really has! Get a load of this!
Oh, wow! It's changed shape! Did you see that?
Darn! This makes it harder for us to get to the bridge!
I hate it when he doesn't listen.
I bet you weren't expecting this! The only way you can get to me is through the sky deck! I doubt if you can figure this one out!
Oh yeah? Well, I'll show you! Bring it on! This must be the way to the sky deck!
You think? You think? Again, it's sections like that, sequences like that, where they're probably trying to help guide the player to move on to the next area, because they're, you know, again, you're dealing with vast areas, and then you get to the egg carrier, which is actually the smallest and probably the simplest exploration stage to actually go through. Again, gotta make sure kids can play this game. Here's another one of those love it or hate it kind of levels. I think this level's kind of cool because it's Sonic and Tails taking the fight to Eggman. And you got all this stuff going on, this rockin' music. And you got the egg carrier changing altitudes all the time. Let's see if I can make this jump, because it usually ends in death like that. Help. Right, so let's just go this way then. Okay, there we go. I like how the springs in this game are designed to where they force Sonic to travel upon a certain path. And there's like certain strengths that the spring can be set to. Also, check out this sequence. Sonic is stoked about this! So stoked he's going to climb up? Backward? I don't get it. Look, whatever the case is, he's he's okay. So, one thing I actually don't like, so these signs here, come on, I'm trying to read it. Alright. You can take damage while you're trying to read those, and the game doesn't pause anything. That's probably why you see in games like Donkey Kong 64, or even Banjo-Kazooie or Banjo-Tooie, where all the enemies will immediately start to ignore Banjo, and then, like, you know, Banjo would, like, have all the, like, become basically invulnerable until the cutscene ends. But really, it's just to kind of guide the player on what to do next, and they, you know, they make sure that the player can't get screwed over.
Strong winds will blow you off course. When the ship increases speed, hang on to something.
So here's another thing that is lost to me because I barely ever deal with it. So there's wind currents that are blowing Sonic off right there, and I'm surprised I didn't die. Oh, but this part's cool. I gotta do this. And not die. See Robotnik saying something there. Rest in peace, Team Bristow. Alright, my favorite part was not that. I'm gonna try that again. Here we go. Yeah! Yeah, 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 yeah! Aww. So the Lightspeed Dash aura that you see here actually has collision, and it can actually hit the other, like, enemies and whatnot. I always thought that was kind of weird, but it works, I suppose. Oh. I forget. Oh, I guess Robotnik's not here. I thought he was. Alright. This has to work. Come on. Yeah, 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 yeah! Oh, it's so cool, isn't it? Alright. Even though I did absolutely nothing. But whatever. Ah. Come on, camera. There we go. Look, it's like deforming terrain, but not really. But you can die if you stay on those platforms, so it's best to stay off that stuff. Ah! Oh, can I do it? No, I can't. So I guess it's not going to turn this way, so we have to hit the center of the cannon in order to disarm it and not get hit. But the camera's always... The cannon is always turning, and then you can get into situations like this where you have to just climb your way back up like that. Oh gosh.
To destroy a cannon, aim a rocket into its center when the cannon is horizontal.
But that makes no sense. The camera's always horizontal. I assume she means the cannon nozzle is facing towards you in the rocket, and then you can fire a rocket. And I missed it. I never have this much trouble. Come on.
To destroy a cannon, aim a rocket into
Oh,
the center
he
when
missed it.
aimed horizontally.
And yeah. Oh, what? Come on.
To destroy a cannon, aim a rocket into its center when
There we go.
aimed horizontally.
Lord. Now we're in Knuckles' Skydeck level. That kind of makes me wonder if, like, you know, stuff like this. You know, they make this area for Knuckles, and they're like, well, the Sonic section's not long enough. I guess we need to get another section going, so they repurposed this stage, which is used for more adventurous aspects. And just give more content to Sonic because it's easy. Although there is one level that Sonic doesn't have any access to, and that is indeed, Hot Shelter, which I think pretty much every side character has access to. That's not Tails or Knuckles. Also, these platforms are always shifting, because supposedly Knuckles is actually manipulating the ship right now. Like, he's here, but we don't meet him. But the reason for the ship to tilt like this is because Knuckles is, again, manipulating it. At least that's the unwritten rule of what's going on here. Just one of the many things you could find if you've read the Japanese strategy guide, which actually has, like, a timeline for, like, everything that is going on in the game. It's kind of entertaining, and it's a shame, like, we didn't get any kind of guide that was similar to it, you know, in other territories. But yeah, alright, that's the end of this level.
Yes. Yeah, not bad.
Thank you, Tails. Why are you still here? You're gonna get your big scene in a moment, I guess? Oh, it's cold.
Is that it?
It might be, but let's check out the bridge.
Alright. Yeah, as you guys are pointing out in the chat, I think Blue Blair Dash specifically is that's one of the few times in the game where there's actual, like, gravity is just shifting. And, you know, for a game from 1998 or 1999, if you want to go be that way, that's pretty intense. Also, for whatever reason, Sonic can't defeat these robots. And he can't go to Hedgehog Hammer either, or step on these switches. He doesn't know how to jump on these switches. If only he had an ability that told him to do so. Oh, and these are the trams, but they're not in service right now, as it says here. Or monorail, whatever you want to call it. But basically all these signs are saying that you have no access to anything except for here. Ow. Oof. Of course! And I'm not going that way, because that's an entrance to a Chao Garden, and I kinda don't have time for that right now. We're just gonna move on to the next area.
They're too late!
Not the birdie!
on, all of you! This is all I really need! Gather!
What is your wish, Master Robotnik?
Get rid of these pests! Show them what you've got!
Aye, aye, sir.
And don't disappoint me, or else...
Resistance is futile.
Stop it, Sonic!
Step aside, Amy! Out of my way!
No! This robot is my friend! He helped me! Don't hurt him!
Don't hurt a friend!
Okay, whatever you say. You must have your reasons.
Hey, the ship is losing altitude!
Hurry, Tails! Take Amy and get out of here!
Well, what about you?
I'll find that Eggman and put him out of commission.
Again, subtlety is not the strong suit of Sonic Adventure.
Are you okay?
Auto recovery system activated.
So one thing you might have noticed when I was fighting Gamma here, other than his purple shadow, is he doesn't have his hover jets until I'm actually fighting him. That's because I never played as Gamma and I haven't collected any of his power-ups, so... Tails is having a good time here, isn't he? It's so good, half of his eye is missing.
The egg carrier is losing altitude.
I heard you the first time, buddy. It's okay! I understood what you just said!
Go to the captain's room.
Okay.
If I'm to continue, I need to change this ship back to its original shape. There must be a switch somewhere on the bridge. I've got to find it now.
I gotta give myself objectives to figure out what I'm doing!
If you turn this switch on, rings will appear on the floor.
Now they're just giving you all the hints of what exactly you need to do. It's kind of funny. It's like, you know, we don't really have time to make these extravagant puzzles.
The switch to transform the egg carrier is somewhere in this room.
I always thought these little panels here look kind of neat. Look at all this animated stuff going on in the background. Like, this is sort of a complicated room. Also, to move on, you just need to jump here. Ah! Don't get eaten by the chair, Sonic. Come on. And then it changes back to its original shape. And if you pause, it disappears! Ghost egg carrier. And ghost noise.
Emergency alert has been cancelled. Resuming monorail operation.
Right, so now we can hit the monorail system, but it's kind of useless at this point, because the egg carrier is losing altitude. We're going to crash.
Robotnik ran away toward the front of the ship. Hurry up and catch him.
Yep, there's Robotnik off in the distance there. Where's the monorail system? Let's see if I can hit it. I guess I can't. I tried.
Oh no! Not again! Chaos! Could this be the same beast?
Oh yes! Attack Sonic now!
Froggy? I must say Froggy!
If he's your friend, I'll help you. Just leave it to me.
Now I have 6 of the Chaos Emeralds. There's only one more left to find. I even found Chaos's missing tail.
You won't get away with this, you madman!
I will! You're no match for Chaos, even though he's not perfected yet. Okay, Chaos, destroy them all immediately!
You know, as good as Sonic is for fighting Chaos, why is he utter crap at holding on to the emeralds? I mean, seriously. Granted, he didn't have access to all the emeralds. Also, apparently if you Lightspeed Dash Chaos here, he takes double the hits, as you can see there. But we're not going to keep doing that. We need to pick these up. Ah. And blow them up on him.
No way! I can't believe this!
Oh, I broke the camera. It's not following Chaos anymore. And hey, look! It's the program Sky. Or at least a... Or is that a death plane? I can't tell. What is that purple thing down there? It's just a giant square. Also, we can kind of see the entirety... Oh. Oh, right. I forgot. He does that attack. Chaos uses water pressure to shake off Sonic like that. Unfortunately for him, I just destroyed a god.
Hey, I'll play with you some other time.
And for some reason that doesn't sound exciting. Sonic defeated a god, even though that's supposed to be like a pretty major plot point, but I don't know. Maybe it's just because like it's hard to kind of make video game storylines that doesn't resort to that kind of thing. Also Duke Nukem.
No way! I can't believe this!
Sonic! Hey there, Knuckles! Glad you finally made it! I thought you got lost or something.
Until we meet again, Sonic!
Stop! Come back here!
Wait, but I thought Knuckles... Why don't you talk to Knuckles, Sonic? Wait, what? I don't know. Also, this doesn't kill him.
Ah, I hate Eggman. Where's this? That light! I think it's trying to show me something.
I see there's a lot of debate going on about like who's the best Robotnik, and honestly, they're all really good. Jim Cummings, Dean Bristow, even Mike Pollock. Long John Baldry, like, they are all fantastic. It's just a shame that they kind of... a lot of them have kind of kicked the bucket at this point, which is really unfortunate, but, you know... things just kind of happen with age. Let's go on a positive note. So, Lost World, we are actually 2 levels away from finishing the game. I was lying when I said 3 levels earlier, I think. Ah! It's kind of unfortunate that the physics in this, oh my god! Why is it so white? Okay, there we go. It's just have trouble popping in. And, if we turn around, there's nothing here! Except these giant pillars that are just kind of sticking out of nothing. I don't think they wanted you to look backwards, because I can't use the D-pad to look around. Oh, you can look around in this game. I forgot to mention that. Although it's probably not that important to use, since exploration, that kind of exploration in this game is kind of counterintuitive. And the camera just gets into weird positions when you do this anyway, but yeah, you can just use a D-pad to look around like this. Oh, I never noticed that item capsule back over there. Don't fall in this fight, Sonic. Come on.
No!
Or do that. Fine. Float in the air. See if I care. Oh, I didn't mean to restart back here. Okay. Look, I just want to horse around and show off all this weird stuff, okay? I wonder if I can get that weird bug to happen where Sonic just kind of runs slowly as he's going through these pipes and whatnot. Although that's one of my favorites, where he runs on the ceiling. He looks like he's going super fast, but he's not. And that kind of goes hand in hand with the physics engine that's in place here. It kind of... I think what they tried to do was... while they couldn't really replicate how the physics work... Oh, it's Sweet Shoes. They can't really replicate how they work in, like, the 2D games. But because they don't want to, like, strain the system, they basically make it to where the gravity's pointing down now, but when Sonic hits a slope, it actually dynamically changes the gravity
This switch to raise the water level.
as his angle changes. And then after, like, he is off a certain part of the platform, then the gravity will auto-correct itself, which sometimes makes Sonic have some weird angles when he's finished flipping around in the air. Again, it's just some weird shortcuts that they try to take, which it sometimes works, but sometimes doesn't. But you'll notice they avoid trying to make Sonic go on top of the ceiling. I was trying to jump on this pillar here, but this camera's acting really funky right now. And now we get it to demonstrate the weird water physics in this game, where I'm sometimes overlapping these water planes, sometimes not. And I could jump on these item capsules, but this camera doesn't want to cooperate, so I'm not going to risk it. There we go. I could ride the worm again, or this water snake, but I could just spin dash over here and just jump on that. And now I'm trying to get the camera to spin around, and it's trying to bury itself for some reason. Stop that. It might be getting confused by this water snake, which is, I'd say a pretty complicated object, especially since it wants Sonic to travel along with the snake. And it kind of can't do that very well. But in any case, we are on to the next part of the level. Oh. Here we go.
Use the mirror to help guide you.
When I first played this on Dreamcast, it's kind of funny, the lighting never actually changed, so I was able to just breeze through this section with no problem, and I was fully aware of at the time, you know, I think I'm actually missing something here. Actually, the first time I played Sonic Adventure, I think after I had beaten the last story with Super Sonic, after I had fought Perfect Chaos, the game froze and it corrupted my save file, which meant I didn't get to watch the cutscene, or like the end credit sequence, and I lost all that progress I had made, and I basically had to start from like another save that I had created some time ago. Oh! Crap, I forgot about that. The camera angle changes and messes you up. I try to spin dash jump my way across, and you can probably make it, but I forgot about the camera. Whoops. So, somebody mentions in the chat, I briefly glanced at it, that apparently a song here was reused in Sonic Adventure 2. I couldn't tell you what that was, but I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest. Oh! See, it happened again! Look, the lighting bugged out, so now I can just see everything. Ugh. Let's see if I can do this properly this time, please. Alright. So, what you're supposed to do is hit the spin dash button, hold it, lightspeed dash. Also, fun fact, die please. You can hold on to your lightspeed charge by holding one spin dash button and then hit the other one. And then let go, and you'll still have your lightspeed dash. But it's supposed to cancel out now because I'm not holding spin dash now. Oh my god! You know, for the years... Okay, yeah. Alright, so I never knew that you could stand on that part there, and obviously that's a death plane right there. I've never done that before. I've always hit these springs. So I've never seen how that part works out. And this rock has a weird property where if you go too fast, it will penalize you by actually hitting you. And that can screw you over if you go too fast to the point where you hit this, and then you're supposed to spring up, and then the rock spikes you, and then makes you fall off to your death. Kind of funny, if a little cruel.
Use the switch to light up the wall panels. You can walk on those panels when lit.
Are you a robot, T-Call? I know what panels are. You can kind of use better wording. We can spin dash up here, and that basically skips the entire level, as you can see here. But we don't want to do that. Come on, we haven't seen this in years, probably. And if you're like me, you have never played this level legitimately in forever. Like, there's these spike traps that are on the side. Oh yeah, remember that thing I was talking about the gravity? Like, you can see a brief moment where the gravity corrects itself after Sonic is off a certain part, but it at least allows them to make certain anti-gravity functions like this. Albeit, it's not the most intuitive way to play the game, especially since, like, if I hold down, this is down, this is up, and that's right. That's pretty confusing. And it's made much worse in Sonic Adventure 2. I don't want to do that. Come on. Okay. Ah, come on. Right. Yeah, see, it's been so long, I literally don't remember much of this at all. I know there's, like, a thing I have to jump into, and that puts me in the way of more of these flaming pits. Here it is. And I fall down here, and then that brings us to where we left off earlier. And then we get the sweet 360! It's kind of funny, you can miss this song on your initial playthrough if you don't immediately hit this plane.
Yeah, not bad.
So now, Tikal's power is strong enough to where she can show Sonic an ominous thing, or an ominous, or basically just kind of foreshadow the plot for you. Okay.
Whoa, what's this? A mural!
So now Sonic is witnessing what Robotnik saw on the stone tablets that predicted the, basically the coming of perfect chaos.
What's this place? Where am I? This is really weird.
Look at this amazing glowing cave. I don't know why there's, like, why people are freaking out. Oh my god! So, I'm going to see if I can skip this trigger here and turn down the sound. There we go. But, you know, you never really get to see, like, you know, it looks pretty suspiciously close to that Emerald Altar on Angel Island. You know, what could all this mean? There we go. And oh my goodness, that's the Master Emerald. Or at least it looks like it. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the same Master Emerald object, so I think there's still a chunk of the emerald missing. And there's not really a reason for that. It's just, hey, we have the same object here. Or this could be the whole emerald. It's just hard to see in the dark. Also, you can't jump on it. It just pushes you off. Also, this fire doesn't hurt you. Sonic is in severe pain, but at least he's toughing it out now. Oh my god! Okay, anyway. So, normally, let's pretend that we didn't do that. We see that there's some objects here. Maybe that's... oh, it's a person! Or an echidna, not a human you get the idea.
What was that all about? I don't think I'm dreaming here. Eggman! What's he doing here? Well, never mind. This time I'll get him good!
Oh my, terrifying and tragic. It's kind of impressive to see, you know, something that is, you know, very family oriented, especially like, you know, you look at Xbox Family Games, blah blah blah, and then suddenly you have Sonic the Hedgehog dealing with death. And ironically, it's we skipped this whole maze section with Sonic. But yeah, these people are obviously very lost. And you know what? We are actually near the end of the game, but I believe we can actually go back to Station Square, and there's actually some story plot points that we can kind of close up on. But I think when you get to the last story, which I'm not going to show off, you actually, you get to see, resolution for, like, the little girl waiting for her father to come home from the, back at the train station, or the girl at the burger shop, or that person who is selling newspapers that I haven't known about for over, like, 15 years that this game's been out. Also, how many of you actually tried to go fly into that section? I wonder if you were like me, who was like, oh, well, I guess I could try and go over that way. Look at that, it's a giant city. Like, that looks freaking amazing. I'm gonna go walk along this path here. No! Oh. Well, that didn't work. Yeah, that's just one of the issues of presentation this game has, where it just randomly throws you into, like, this is, like, pretty much the first game where I kind of realized, a lot of this 3D geometry doesn't really have collision all the time. This door's going nuts. But yes, here we are. We're at the final egg. And of course we get to check out all these amazing references. I believe this is, or at least something that's supposed to resemble Silver Sonic from Sonic 2. And of course, Metal Sonic, which probably blew people's minds, like, why isn't he in this game? Oh man. Also, there's nothing really down here. But obviously, if you were playing as E102 Gamma, that's where you would access his version of Final Egg. That's the exit. Also, here's this switch puzzle that apparently confuses people. Whoops. Look at that. Already done. See? That wasn't so hard. I know I've noticed Fake Neabov is stressing about the fact that you still lost lives, even in, like, the adventure fields and stuff like that. Which I agree, especially if it's not entirely clear of, like, where you need to go, and then you try to do something, and then it kills you for, like, seemingly no reason. It's very unfortunate. Oh! I want to see if I can show this off. There's actually... Remember this trick I was talking about? The double spin dash? Aw, shoot. I'm gonna see if I can pull this off. This is so cool. If we can jump just high enough... Did you see that? That was a capsule, and you can end this level very early by hitting that capsule up there. But I missed it, and I'm gonna die. It is entirely possible. I don't know why that's there, but let's just play the level normally. Again, more weird speedrunning tricks that I just kind of picked up on and I'm kind of stealing. But man, isn't that amazing? Ah, look at all this cool animated stuff. All these lights. Oh, that's so weird. Also, I like doing this. Just roll up against these 4 things. Ah, that's so neat. Alright. Right, enough of that. Oh yeah, I forgot. There's actually a section down here. And I died, and I missed it. But I never go down there because I don't really know where to go to once I do fall down here. I'm gonna see if I can figure out where I'm supposed to go. I know there's items down here. God! Come on. Alright, you know what? Forget it. We're just gonna move on, because this is running long. I've been streaming for nearly 5 hours. But yep, I'm afraid our initial birthday extravaganza for Sonic is coming to a close. for now, but we've still got plenty of stuff planned out for Sonic's birthday. Well, I say we do. I have no idea. Well, we might. We have some things planned out, actually. I'm not kidding about that. But, I don't want to give everything away. Oh, this is one of my favorite songs from the game. And if you let go of the stick, the auto-pathing just goes haywire. Or if I just go backwards. Oh! Come on, Sonic, go backwards. Oh! And for whatever reason, this is like one of my least favorite parts of the game, where you can fall down, and considering the fact that Sonic can fall from heights greater than this and not die, like, some of this is just kind of crap. This is why I hate death planes, and they need to go away. It just kind of gives an excuse for lazy level design. And I really want to try and show off one more thing. Stop it. Sonic? Sonic! Sonic! Okay. Let me just stop here. Look at that. Look at the pipes, like, that is, like, hiding behind... Like, oh, man. The reflections on the glass, and the pipes that are just kind of sitting there. Like, the power of the Dreamcast is, like, something to behold when you saw stuff like that. Like, even if you can't reach some of that stuff, just the fact that you just have that level of detail just gives this game a nice bit of flourish. Also, only the hammer part actually hurts of this thing. And it's suspended in the air by usually nothing. Oh. Don't worry, buddies, I'll save you. Alright. But yeah, again, I'm running out of things to say because I'm running down the wire for Sonic's story here. You can get down here early by clipping through the walls. Again, not a lot of this part of the level is actually solid. Oh gosh. Normally you don't have to jump down like this, but I like doing it because by just jumping down to here. And you can do this! I said you could do this! Fine, whatever. It just looks neat, okay? Oh, can I do this? I don't remember. Ah! Oh, I can! Haha! Normally you're supposed to jump in there, and then it's supposed to bring you down. You can also just fall down and then not hit that capsule thing. There's some powers back there, but I'm just kind of skipping it. Oh wait, I gotta do this. Yeah! So cool. Right. Let's see. Yeah, there's more stuff over here. Again, I never really think of going over here because there's no point, but you can totally do it. Alright. Now I'm thinking of that auto demo again, and how, like, there's this weird duck enemy that's... I think it's in this room, in the auto demo that people have found. I don't think we're ever going to see that enemy in any, in, like, Sonic Adventure DX or anything like that, but... You know, just being able to see stuff like that is, you know, one of my favorite things about, like, retro and game development, and just, everything involved with it is just so fascinating. You know, that, you know, places like Sonic Retro and like some like developer insight that you could have gotten out of like back when Rareware on their website they had a scribes page, and like they would talk about you know, like some of the people who would handle like the fan mail page would get like actual developers from Rare to kind of comment on like certain functions of certain aspects of development. And the camera's acting weird. There we go. Still, alright, come on. Just stuff like that is what really got me into game development. And yes, you can, if you take damage, you can revert back to a jump and gain some height by hitting the jump button. Anyway, but yeah, like, just stuff like that is what really got me into, like, game development. Because, like, there's so many untold stories, and, you know, obviously stuff is cut for a reason. Like, things just don't work out for what they feel like would be, like, the ideal vision for what they would expect for, like, the game that they want to deliver. Also, we can take this path, or we can go over... or die. You are so dead. Anyway, just... I forget what I was talking about. Yeah, we can just go over here instead. Look, it's the little, dummies that you can pop with E102 Gamma. I thought that was a neat touch. And look, there's all these rings, especially over here! Oh, man. And then the camera fails to cooperate with you, so you have to fight it to get over here. Look at this. There's a checkpoint here, and the end of the level is over there.
Hey, let go!
Oh yeah, I forgot about these enemies. I could just do this, whatever.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah, we're coming down to the end of the game, but obviously this game does not hold up nearly as well as it probably should, but it's still... I still find it pretty amusing to go back to, even if some people just kind of can't.
Well, if it isn't my pal Sonic, I'm surprised you made it this far.
Hold it right there, Eggman!
Did you guys hear that? Apparently Sonic was grunting in a very low pitch.
Get a load of this.
Now, unless you're, if you're confused of like kind of what's going on, especially if you play through like Tails as part of the story, this is after Tails is part of the story.
Get a load of this.
So this is after, basically, when Robotnik crashes down at Station Square. According to the original script, and by that I mean like the actual Japanese dialogue, Robotnik is like feeling suicidal, and that's why he launches that rocket, is because he's just frustrated by the fact that he just can't seem to do anything right, so he's willing to take out an entire city with him. And then Tails somehow stops him from performing such a selfish act.
See if you can make it through here, Sonic. Get a load of this.
It also kind of bums me out because you get to Sonic's part of the story and you're basically just kind of kicking Robotnik when he's down.
This no give up? See if you can.
And it also kind of feels like the story's just abruptly ending here. Because it's like, there is that foreshadowing of death and despair that we got from that scene earlier with the Chow and Tikal.
Get a load of this.
And then in here it's like, oh, yo, you better stop me, Sonic. Foo, foo, foo.
It's no way.
Haha, I interrupted his one-liners.
All systems, full power.
But again, here comes Robotnik feeling suicidal. And I don't know why he just doesn't just destroy these platforms, because that would kill Sonic pretty easily.
He's not gonna get away with it. It's no use. Give up.
I also don't think he's supposed to really sound cocky at this point. But again, I think there's, obviously there are creative differences going on with the script in Sonic Adventure because, Eggman's referred to as Dr. Robotnik. Like, he's not called that whatsoever in the original Sonic Adventure. But Robotnik does come up in Sonic Adventure 2 for some reason.
Hey, I'll play with you some other time.
But hey, guess what? That's the end of Sonic Adventure with Sonic's story. Well, that was, this has been one heck of a birthday celebration, folks. I'm gonna turn up one more time here. Well, that ended very quickly. But, yeah, I think that's gonna do it for the stream for the night. Yeah, I streamed for a solid 5 hours, but you know what? It was worth it for Sonic's birthday. But yeah, let's see. Sonic Adventure is definitely a special, pivotal moment for Sonic in general. And it's kind of funny that this is the design of Sonic that's, this has lasted longer than the classic Sonic, from the Mega Drive and Genesis days. But, I still find them both equally iconic. Albeit, if you talk to older Sonic fans, they probably prefer the classic design. I can't really give you a solid reasoning of which one I like better. Like, I don't really care about that kind of stuff. But, it's still, Sonic Adventure still has an important place, in terms of, game design, and, taking a franchise primarily that's been made with 2D, 2D gameplay in mind, and bringing it into 3D. And I would argue, still way more successful than most, what you would find of, most other 3D platformers, or anything that had made a similar transition. Even if, the game, certain aspects of Sonic Adventure didn't quite, work equally as well. And I know, when it came to, making a 3D Sonic game, the designers wanted to go for a more cinematic experience, especially since, you were dealing with 3D space And, you know, having the camera behind Sonic's back all the time, especially if he's going through those loops, is probably going to make some people sick. Like, you know, people already find Sonic speed very daunting as is, so they try to combat that somewhat by having, you know, more cinematic sequences when you run through those loops, so it doesn't make players sick or anything like that. And still, you know, maintain that the design of, like, you know, having all these different sections where you're just kind of speeding through and, you know, kind of bypassing everything that's going by. And as time went on, you know, making 3D games just became more and more complicated. So much so, like, you know, you get to, like, Sonic Unleashed or Sonic Generations even, and, you know, the levels are way bigger than, you know, like, even, like, the older Genesis games. And, you know, since they're trying to tell a story with Sonic Adventure, you know, again, you want to be more cinematic, because you want to be able to match that degree of storytelling to go along with it, all the while making it playable and accessible to everybody, because, again, you know, one of Sonic's main draws is children. And I kind of feel like that's something that a lot of people kind of forget about. Which, you know, if you were to ask me of, like, you know, what I would think about, like, Sonic Boom, I know that they're trying to bring in a younger audience, but at the same time, it doesn't really work in terms of, like, storytelling. I mean, well, I take that back. It is good for storytelling, but in terms of, like, the actual gameplay, it's kind of taking a backseat for, you know, what they're kind of... a game that they're basically making for people... for younger children. So it doesn't interest me that much, but I don't necessarily say that they're bad games, you know, the Wii U and the 3DS game that's coming out as a result. But you know what? I'm gonna have to cut this, discussion short, because I am done. Whoops. I get an emblem. We all get an emblem. Or some, I don't know. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching our birthday celebration with Sonic the Hedgehog. I am pleased with the turnout that we got today. This is actually like the second time that we've had the most people show up for the stream, and I can't thank you guys enough. But stay tuned to Sonic Retro, Sega Bits, and Sonic Stadium. We have more stuff planned out for Sonic's birthday all this week. So stay tuned, and thank you for watching. And I guess one more thing I should point out, you know, you can watch the archives on Twitch. We're going to rehost this stuff on YouTube. And again, stay tuned to Sonic Retro, Sega Bits, and Sonic Stadium for more birthday shenanigans. Again, thanks for watching.